Hello guys, Mark here from Bolagh Records and welcome back to our channel. Today is the 5th part of our 6-part journey of Bolagh Records. We hope you enjoy. So at the moment for Bolagh Records, what we've done is pretty much established that we have a bunch of singers and way too many singers to the point where we're just literally impersonating singers. So at this point we are doing a lot of rehearsals, singing their songs, and we're just kind of having fun. We're not really focused on concerts. We are planning tours, which was it was a kind of a strange time, but it was really exciting. So basically what happened was we were failing in terms of doing concerts, what we had initially set out to do as Bolagh Records. But when Bolagh Records kind of got into the mix and we started focusing more on the business side of things, it started to fail a lot. And I think that was mainly just due to the fact that we focused a lot on business and there was more like writing and more planning involved and there was less doing, you know what I mean? So I think that's the big thing both of us learned, was there was a lot of planning and less doing. But I think me and my friend can use that as a learning experience to help us for the future so we don't make that same mistake. So we decided that we were going to do concerts and shows. We said that this would be a great thing. This was going to be the boost. This was going to be the rebuild of the failure that we were having. So we decided that we would do tours and like promo tours. So for anyone that's unaware of promo tours, they're basically like, you go on these little tours and you kind of like promote the album before you go on the big tour, So we decided that we'd do a lot of promo tours and then we'd do a lot of tours. We had wrote out that we were going to do I think it was 150 tours, and we were going to do this every single day, and we didn't have a clue how we were going to do it because at this point, we weren't doing concerts, so there was no one showing up. The only people that did show up was family and friends, because obviously, we're lip singing songs, so who's going to want to show up? But we were just having fun. I think the main thing was we were just having fun, and we didn't want to get distracted by just being really serious and doing other stuff that other people were doing. We were just having a lot of fun, and we always had fun with it. I don't think there was a point where we didn't have fun. It was just when the business side came in, we just planned more towards that than anything else. But during rehearsals, they were fine. We'd have rehearsals, we'd mess about in rehearsals, it'd be funny, sometimes stuff would break, so it was fun. But it was crazy because at this point I think we're 16, 17, and I think it's around that, 16, 17, yeah, it would be around that. There is a bit of a difference between both of our ages, so it's hard to know. But let's just say we were in the range of 15, 16, 17. And yeah, we were planning a lot of tours, planning a lot of shows, but unfortunately, something that we never decided to do was, actually do them. We even went as far as planning an award show, the Brit ceremony, the Brit Awards and Grammys and stuff like that, where it would just be instead of the Brit Awards, it would be the Bolagh Awards. I don't know, it was just weird, We just done a lot of planning, a lot of planning, probably too much planning, and that could have been the reason that actually made us separate in a way. I think that could have been probably one of the reasons why it did happen like that. So at this point, I can't remember what year I'm in school, but my friend was only coming into his first year in the school, and I can remember we started to stop hanging out as much, and I can remember it started to kind of go downhill from there, and we kind of just we didn't drift our separate ways. We still talked, and we still do talk every now and again today, And we still look back at the moment and we're still like, oh my god, what were we doing? Like we could have easily done it. Like if we were doing it now, we could have done it so much better. But I think that was the point when it actually started to like kind of disappear, and like it just became less realistic from like doing what we were doing. Like the whole, you know, we were planning shows, but like it just weren't happening. So yeah, it was kind of bound to happen at some stage from the way it was going and the way it was heading. Then eventually it got to the point where we kind of went our separate ways. He was focused on his things. He said that he wasn't gonna do this anymore, and we both kind of went our separate ways. And it was around this time when I started to like really like, I still loved music and I still wanted to do something with music, and like, you know, I was still doing rehearsals and stuff like that, and I think what happened was I was trying to prove to him that, you know, I could do it on my own, so maybe he'd come back and we could actually do it. But it just didn't turn out like that. Like, yeah, I was still planning a lot of stuff. I think I planned for like many years about stuff that I wanted to do, like different shows, different concerts. Oh, I can make this album. Like I think at one stage I had a book that was literally full of like, you know, 50 different album names that for albums that I didn't know if I was going to make or not, because I didn't have any way to make them. Like if I knew what I knew now back then, I definitely would have made a lot of them. And if I knew what I knew now back before then, when I was with him, then we would have known what we were doing, and we would have known like how to make songs, even after, you know, putting like a massive hole in the bathroom wall. Like we could have easily done songs just, you know, in the middle of the room, simply just sectioned off a little area, you know. So yeah, at this point the rebuild has failed and both of us have moved on. Like we don't talk. Like every now and again in school we'd see each other and we'd just wave and just be like, hey. But like we never talk about the time that we went through. There was a lot of planning that I done in those times when like me and him weren't doing this music together anymore, and I was planning a lot of stuff to, as I said, show him that we could do it if we were to come back to it. And what started happening was when we'd be on breaks from school, he would come back and then he'd leave, and then he'd come back and then he'd leave, and then he'd come back and then he'd leave. And this happened, I'm probably gonna say it happened at least over 300 times of coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving. And I know it sounds mad for 300 times, but like this was in the span of 3 years, coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving. It could have been over, like, you know, it could have been over 400 or over 500, because it was happening like mostly every week. So, you know, it wasn't good, and it was distracting my focus towards it as well. And the rebuild has failed. The rebuild has failed. The months and months and years of trying to rebuild, trying to be serious rather than focusing on the business side, trying to actually do shows back in 2018. This is 2018, 2017 I think it was. But yeah, the rebuild failed, unfortunately. But at the same time, I kind of think that the rebuild failing was the reason why now it just turned out so much better. Thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you all next time.